Hey guys, what's up? Today I just have a simple zombie world deck. I pretty much bought the starter deck when zombies first came out, and been working on them since then. Right now, the deck is pretty decent. It does win, but it also loses. I would say it still wins more than it loses, but right now it's basically really good against theme decks like insects, decks that just basically evolve around pulling the same type of card out, like fairies, insects. Those are pretty much the two that I come most in common with. Sometimes spellcasters, it hurts, and that's only because of Zombie World. But anyway, here we go. To start off, I have one Spirit Reaper. He's pretty decent. You may be only able to kill him by just basically targeting him by a spell or trap, but I keep him in here just because sometimes when I need to stall, he helps. Second, I have a Whitehorn Dragon. He's not a zombie, but when I tribute summon him, if some of you don't know, I can remove up to 5 spell cards from my opponent's graveyard, and he gets 300 attack for each spell card. So remove. So he's a pretty good beat stick if I need it. Goblin Zombie. I only use Goblin Zombie in place of one of my Pyramid Turtles, which you'll see here in a couple minutes. I basically threw a Pyramid Turtle out and put him in because of the fact that I use him to get my Kasha out or my Plague Spreader. So, plus if he does battle damage, I can discard a card off the top of my opponent's deck. So, Kasha, it's basically one of the main cards in this deck. I can only special summon this card if I control 2 or more zombies. When this card is special summoned, all monsters on the field go back to their owner's deck except for this card, and it gets 1,000 attack for each zombie on the field. So, I only run one Bone Crusher. A lot of people say it's pointless to run him, but I run him because I can cycle him with my Illbloods, and when he's brought back from the graveyard to the field by a card effect, I can destroy a spell or trap that my opponent controls. And then if I use that effect, he's destroyed at the end phase, so I can keep bringing him back out and keep destroying my opponent's backfield, which is really nice. Zombie Master, I run 2. He's a very good card for this deck. I also can use him to get my Bone Crusher out. You just basically, he's 1,800 attack, 0 defense. You discard 1 zombie card from your hand to special summon 1 level 4 lower zombie from your graveyard to the field, so it's pretty decent. Another main card to my deck is Illblood. I run 2 in this deck just because I used to run 1. I thought there was only need for 1, and then the one I had, if it got bottomless, I was pretty much screwed. So I started running 2. What he's also a Gemini, so he's a little bit harder, but once you tribute for him, you have to wait a turn unless he's special summoned, then you can re-normal summon. But if you tribute summon him, you have to wait a turn, and then when you re-normal summon him, he can, once per turn, he can special summon a zombie from your graveyard or your hand. It doesn't matter the level, just 1 zombie. So it helps the cycling power out. Plague Wolf, I run a Plague Wolf just because he's a 3-star and his effect's okay. There's not very many 3-star zombies besides Whitemares, and well, I'm not even sure. No, Whitemare's a 1-star. Sorry about that. But there's not a lot of 3-star zombies. He's really good just because you can double his attack, and he's destroyed if you do that at the end of the turn. But you can easily bring him back out. I use him basically with a couple other cards I'll explain later, but it's to get one of my Synchros out. I'll explain those Synchros here in a minute. Despair from the Dark. He may be 2 tributes, but this is a zombie deck, keep in mind, so I can special summon with Illblood. Or if he's in my hand and my opponent plays like Royal Tribute or Card Destruction, he would then get special summoned to the field, so he's really good. Or the deck. If he's discarded from the hand or the deck, he can be special summoned to the field. The next card is my Pyramid Turtles. I run 2 of these just because these are also a couple some really good main cards to the deck. What they do is if they're destroyed by battle, I can search for a zombie with 1,500 2,000 or less defense from my deck, which are really, really good. Paladin of Cursed Dragons, I run three of them. Really, I just run them in here because they're beatdown. They're 1900 attack, 1200 defense, and if Zombie World is out, which most of the time it is, I can special summon my from my opponent's graveyard a zombie that was destroyed by battle that turn. So they're really good at stealing my opponent's cards out of the graveyard and using them as my own. It's pretty much what this deck is about. Vampire's Curse, I run him in here because he may only be a 2,000, but if he is destroyed by battle, I can pay 500 life points to have him special summoned during my next turn standby phase, and when this card is special summoned that way, it gets 500 attack, so he'll then be a 25, and he's really good. The main powered tuner to this deck, as you all probably know for zombies, Plague Spreader Zombie. This one's the gold edition. He's a really great tuner. He is limited to one, unfortunately, but you only really need one. After you synchro summon for him and he's in the graveyard, you can send one card from your hand to the top of your deck to special summon him back to the field, and you can synchro again if you need. The only downside to that is if you do that, then he is removed from play. Another main card to this deck is Red Eye Zombie Dragon. If Zombie World is out and I destroy one of my opponent's monsters, which would in turn be zombies, they are automatically special summoned to my side of the field. And last but not least for monsters, I have Dandelion. Now it's not a zombie, as you can see, it's a plant, but if it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, no matter how, I get 2 tokens. Now I use that token with Plague Spreader and a 3-star, which would give me a total of 6 stars to get out this synchro. It's Archfiend Zombie Skull. He's a 2500. You probably think, oh wow, that worked for not such a great synchro, but if he's out on the field, zombies can't be destroyed by any kind of card effect. So he's really, really powerful. I can only get him out sometimes, but if I do, it's really easy for me to win because I could Dark Hole the field and none of my zombies would be destroyed. Another synchro I run is Doom Kaiser Dragon. He only takes 1 tuner and 1 zombie. He doesn't take 1 tuner and 2 zombies like Archfiend does, but when he's summoned to the field, I can steal a zombie out of my opponent's graveyard and special summon it to the field. And if the card's destroyed, the zombie's also destroyed. Hades is a really good synchro. If he's out, any kind of card that's destroyed by zombies, their effect and effects are negated, which is really nice for those pesky little flip effect cards. For spell cards, this deck runs a lot off spells. Sometimes I've had a couple friends tell me that I have too many spells in here. I only have a couple traps, I don't rely a lot on traps, just because wow, having a bad night here. What's the card name? Well, I'm not gonna sit here and try and figure it out, but it doesn't allow anybody to activate traps. I run 1 Monster Reborn, as every deck should. I run a Lightning Vortex, discard 1 card, destroy all my opponent's face-up monsters. I do run a Dark Hole. You all know what that does. Cold Wave has been banned, so I run 1 Giant Tornado. It kinda helps. You might not think it needs it, but I find it effective. I run Burden of a Mighty. What this card does is my opponent's monsters lose 100 attack for times its own level. So for every star it has, it loses 100 attack. Allure of Darkness I have in here just for draw power. Draw 2 cards, then remove 1 dark monster from your hand. If you can't, then your whole hand goes to the graveyard. I run 2 Call the Mummies. I only run these in here because of basically for first turn big moves. They're really nice to use, especially if I get one of those in an Ill Blood right off the bat. It's pretty decent. Next is Zombie World. I run 3 as needed. They're the main card to this deck, seeing how this is a Zombie World deck. I do run a Field Barrier to protect it. The next card I run is really great. It's called Pyramid of Wonders. I have 2, and they give my zombies 200 attack for each monster that my opponent controls, and if exactly one zombie I control would be destroyed, I can send this card to the graveyard instead. So it's a good staller, it's also a good power-up. I run 2 Book of Lives. I used to run 3, but I found myself drawing them when I didn't need them. 2 is pretty decent. It's basically like a Monster Reborn, but I have to be able to discard or remove from play one monster in my opponent's graveyard, so actually it's a little bit better. For a little bit more searching power for my zombie worlds, I run a Terraforming. That way I can try and get one quicker, and then just 2 Space Typhoons just to clear out my opponent's backfield a little bit better. As far as traps, there's not many. I run a Bottomless, a Sakaretsu Armor, a Mirror Force, a Negate Attack, and a Magic Cylinder. Now I would take the Negate Attack out if I got another Magic Cylinder, but as of right now I only have 1 Magic Cylinder, so the Negate Attack will just have to do. Well, that's it for my zombie deck. Let me know what you guys think. You know, leave your comments, help me make this deck a little bit better. I'd like to take it to more tournaments. It hasn't been to a tournament since it's been completed to its form right now. I'm planning on taking it to more this summer, but leave me your comments, anything to help make it better. Thanks.